From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Morreale and Hitch.
All right, Hitch, episode 14. This is a tough one, buddy. This is, we got the hardest job in sports here. You know why? Because you and I, when we have these podcasts, we like to have fun. We like to joke around. There's a lot of levity. Today, it's tough. We'll try and fight through it, but we got to talk about the game. We got to talk about what just happened.
Well, 100%, but there is some fun stuff that happened during the week.
Absolutely.
We could probably talk about that first and then the game, but let's start with the game. Man, you weren't able to attend, and I was there yesterday and you were there with me on Thursday, but just the whole leading up to the game and everything, what an unbelievable week. And to watch that yesterday, we're just talking with our friend, Mr. Producer David Butko, and he said, you know what, it's so nice to see Hamilton in the beginning of the game, just limiting them to field goals, which they did. I mean, Winnipeg was moving the ball well, and we struggled a little bit moving the ball, but we were right in it with them. Now, next thing you know, it's 7-6, and bam, it was just one of those things that, man, I'm almost lost for words because the game was so good in the second, from the second quarter on. It just got really fun. The atmosphere was ridiculous. And we had everything going our way, and it was just one of those, a couple plays here and there. People were telling me last night in the way, oh, this play, why did you do that? Okay, you know what? Shut up. One play. Like, it's the heat of the moment, right? You make a call, you stick with it. It doesn't matter. That one play is not going to determine the game. Some people say it probably did, but there's a few of them on both sides. But you know what? Turned out Winnipeg was the victorious in the end, bud.
They were, I mean, it was, I think, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of calls. We can go back in our career. There's thousands of those calls that either went our way or didn't go our way. But I will say, when the Bombers won the coin toss and chose to win in the fourth or chose to defer, that to me was, I knew that would come into play. You just knew that with the wind at your back, and you know how that stadium picks up, the wind kind of picks up as the game goes on. I thought that would be a factor. It turned out to be a factor. There were other factors at play. But let me tell you my experience watching this game. So right now, if you're listening to us, I hope it's coming through loud and clear. I'm in Nicaragua. Rob's in Arizona, and Butko's in his basement somewhere in the Hamilton area.
Freeing.
He is pretty. We'll bring Butko on in a bit. So my experience was like, I didn't listen. I know that I'm a fan, and I know that I'm, committed to the Cats, and I cheer them. But sometimes it's like anything. You win or lose, you can take it or leave it. I tell you what, man, I didn't know how invested I was. Like, I was freaking out yesterday. I'm by myself across the internet here is terrible. So I had to go across to this mall, to this Buffalo Wild Wings and steal their internet. I literally stood outside for 3.5 hours. Then I just sat on the ground looking at my phone as thousands of people are going around me in the mall. And I was freaking out. I had no one to talk to. I had nobody to share it with. And the emotions, especially in that fourth quarter and down the stretch, were incredible. I can only imagine what it was like in the stadium itself.
Well, did you have a cup beside you for some change?
No, buddy. That's what I look like. But they're not giving a gringo like me any money. No way.
Well, Meets, if I can relate to yesterday's atmosphere, it was nothing that we've played in some Grey Cups. You can't even compare because of the home team. There was 20,000 people that were from Hamilton. It was unfreaking believable to see. Yeah. Of course, you're going to get the support, but the hype during the week and people coming up to you just saying, "This is ours, this is ours," and I don't have a voice right now because I've been going since Thursday. But I'll tell you, the emotion in that game. I had 4 seats, so I gave them up to my brother and my nephew and a couple of buddies. I just had the pass that the Cats gave me. So I was standing for the whole goddamn game, and my brothers are sitting down. I'm sitting around, standing there looking. I walked up and down, went up to the club.
Oh, yeah.
With everybody.
The nerves,
man. I was nervous. I had to turn away a couple times. I'm like, they're gonna do this. They have to do this. 22 years is too long for a bloody Grey Cup to come. They need this for them, and they need it for the city. And when they were down the 5 and they didn't get in there, I just went like this with my head and had to kick the field goal to tie it. And I was like, oh my God. And you're going to laugh at this. If we can laugh, it was funny. You say, when they took the win on the coin toss, right? So I had people said, oh, why did they do that? I said, listen, in this stadium, this is what I know. In this stadium, maybe it's turned. And then when it was east-west before, now it's south. It sometimes when I was on the field this year, it didn't, the wind dropped in the fourth quarter. It didn't pick up. Well, this came, it went 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers more in the fourth. And that's when they got their point. So you were right. I was wrong. But yeah, you knew that when they had the ball in the fourth and we couldn't move the ball. We couldn't move the ball at all. Yeah. I say the boys couldn't move it very much in the fourth. And you know what, when it picked, they took advantage of it. And they're listen, let's face it, they're a good team. Okay?
Oh God, yeah.
They're a good team. They're well coached. We're a good team. We're well coached. It was one of those things, man. One play here, one play there. That's it, my man.
But listen, you and I and Andrew and Danny Mac and all the guys that are the leftovers from the 1999 Grey Cup. You know, when you win it, there's that prestige and it feels good to say you're the last team to win it, but this is getting old.
It's different now. Yeah. You're right. You know, I kept saying, showing everyone asking about my ring over the week, right? It's like, this is not the Grey Cup. This is my graduation ring. Everyone said, why is it so small? Why do you mean it's so small? It's a Grey Cup ring. But I said, it's tired of, this is the last time that we've won it, 22, 21 years ago. And they're like, oh, I said, well, it's just done. I'm tired of talking about it now. Yeah. It needs to get done. But you missed the alumni on Friday.
Oh yeah. Tell me about that. Let's get in. Okay. Well, let's shift gears here. We know what happened. Let's shift. First of all, it was a pleasure meeting David Butko, number one on Thursday. I've never met David before. No, David, I met you on Wednesday too. Where are you, bud? There you are.
Yep.
You can't tell by David sitting down. I thought he was, 6'2", 6'3". He's like, listen, you thought I was taller, didn't you? And then the very first thing he said to me when I saw him Wednesday night was, you thought I was going to be taller.
Well, I walked into the restaurant and you were towering over me. I think it was more me. I didn't expect you to be so tall. I didn't think a football player, of course.
It was good. But listen, I've seen pictures of Butko that have been sent to me that looked like he was enjoying himself at Grey Cup. So good. I'm glad you did, David. I hope you had the time of your life. Let's get into a little bit of what I missed. I was there Wednesday. I was there Thursday, but I bailed early on Thursday. I know the night kept going and then I got some text from Damon Allen saying he was hanging out with you one night. So I figured, okay, Robbie's good.
Yeah. The Thursday night was good. The Cats put on a great opening kickoff party, and you were there, of course, and left a bit early. I think we got back about 1:45 or something. It wasn't bad.
Not bad.
Friday was different. Friday had an opportunity with Andy Fantus to do the unveiling of the fan base.
Oh, so yeah. What's it like in person?
It's great. It's like 4 feet tall. It looks like towers, like the towers. Remember the towers, like those? It looks a bunch of towers, and the Grey Cup sits at the top of it. So when the cup's on it, it's like 7 feet, 6 feet. So it's really cool. It's really eye catching, which was really good. So we did that with the commissioner. Had the State of the Union with the commissioner, which was really nice. A lot of hard questions for him, but he answered them great. And from there, we went to the end zone bar, where I walked into a wasp's nest. There was probably, I don't know, there had to have been 300 people in this bar, at least. COVID, no COVID. There was
no, it didn't exist. It didn't exist on Friday.
The tables, the guys that were there, like the Gregors, the nurses, the DA, Damon Allen. I brought Calvillo with me.
Nice.
Anthony Calvillo came with me to that, and he actually put his 13 Ticats jersey on.
No.
Yep, he put it on.
Who had that?
He brought it. They asked him to bring it, so he brought it. And I said, you want to put that on for 17 years in Montreal? He said, Heck yeah, I'm going to put on. He says, I had the best 4 years of my life in Hamilton off the field.
Yes, there is no doubt about that.
Yeah. So we had, of course, Garney Henley and Bob Krause, Miles Gorell, Les Brown, Lee Knight. There was, when they were introducing all of us, I said, where the hell are they going to make money? There's 170 alumni and 100 guys that were there. We took the whole bar, everyone. So we were getting in free with a guest. So there's 250, 300
That's
people
awesome.
free. So that went on from 11 o'clock. I got there. I had to leave because my ears were bleeding at 4 o'clock. Bleeding, 4:20 I left, bleeding.
That's 5 hours of power. Like there's a lot there. I'm sure there was a few bevies, a few hundred tipped back.
And Andrew had a couple that day. Grigger, our friend Grigger, and Danny Mac was there as well.
Show up, nice.
He showed up at his Winnipeg hoodie on, had his Winnipeg jersey on. But yeah, anyways, long story short, it was a great day. They talked a lot of speeches, and they lost the room after about 14 seconds, right? It was after that. But from there, then we went out to the convention center again. They had the East Room and the West Room. 11 people in the West Room and 3,000 in the other one, which was great. But no, it was so well done. The city did a great job. Hamilton did a great job putting that together. Again, buddy, you're going to laugh at this. I'm not kidding when I tell you this. I can count at least 5 people that I walked by. And the one day that I had a jersey on, and Mike, you can still play, man. You do have your Grey Cup Argo ring on you? I said, no, I left that at home. I left it at home. I couldn't bring it out because, I got to wear my Cats one. So I showed him the Cats one. Rob Hitchcock on it, wearing my jersey, and I had no clue. And
I don't understand. This happens to us all the time.
And it was, can I take a picture with you? No problem. I was ready to sign your name on something. I was going to do it. But
you were wearing a 42 jersey.
Yeah,
with your name on it.
And Grey Cup ring, mine. And he asked me about the Argo ring. I said, no, I left it. It's a tie cat week. I got to wear my tie cat one. Oh, no problem. Oh, buddy. It was.
Listen, I know we're two good looking guys here, but we're not identical.
No.
Like we're not identical. I don't understand.
It's the eyebrows. For those who are listening that can't see, it's our dark eyebrows, I think. Maybe another piece of an anatomy.
I don't know. Hey.
Our arms.
So that was a good time. So what did it feel like? We've been to other Grey Cups. What did it feel like? It felt like from a distance, not being or for my time Wednesday and Thursday, more Thursday because it started to feel more real. It felt like a really proud Hamilton moment. Is that what it was like?
It was. The whole week was. I mean, remember, I think we touched on this back when we played in Vancouver, where I said the Grey Cup kind of got lost there, meaning there was pockets of stuff going on, but there was never a real party there. There was a room there, but they didn't have the festivities that other Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, Hamilton put on. So the main hub was at the convention center, but these other places, the old Cilantro's now, it's a new bar, not even open up yet. I think it's Cilantro, the old Irish pub, wherever, I don't know.
Cilantes, the old Cilante. Cilantro's is a herb.
Yeah, I know, that's good too.
Cheers.
I eat that. It's good for you. But we were there one night with the Cats, and so there was pockets of restaurants where people went to, but everyone came back to that the convention center, and it felt the live bands that they had. I think Dwayne Gretzky.
I heard of this. Yeah. Good.
Well, they were there Thursday night.
Well, that was the band. They were excellent.
And then
they were excellent. I didn't know their names.
They came yesterday and played in the afternoon. And my brother and Futter and my nephew, Mojo, they're all there, and they're going, who the hell are these guys? I said, this is a group that was there Thursday. They sound like there was a CD in. They were good. Really good.
Well, they were good. They were really good Thursday.
Yeah.
How about, let's stick with the music, because again, my internet's so slow here. I literally cannot upload the halftime video. I wanted to see how the Arkells played. I heard nothing but rave reviews that they were excellent.
They were excellent. The Lumineers were excellent. I'm not sure the other ones that were there. They were there. It was good. I'll tell you what gave me the chills from head to toe is I don't know if you saw the national anthem, but about 9 seconds before it ended, the Jets went over.
Dude, my favorite. There's nothing better in the world than that feeling.
F-18s, I think the two of them, and they went over, and I swear to God, they were 100 feet over the stadium when they went over. I smelled jet fuel. That's how bad. So they went through a bit early because I think their time, it was pitch black, right?
Yeah.
They went through. I blame that on the singing the national anthem. She was a little bit slow. Should have been a bit quicker and been on timing. Anyways, they doubled back, I guess. They probably got to Lake Erie and turned around and got back in 6 seconds, but they flew back and they ripped over again on the other side. And I was up at the club levels outside, up, and they were right there, wow, across. And I was like, wow, it was awesome, man. It was awesome.
There is nothing better than that. That is amazing. So here's the dilemma we have. We got, we played a long time in the league. We got friends all over the league, and some of our very best friends and teammates won the damn Grey Cup. And some of our very best friends and teammates lost the damn Grey Cup. Yeah. It's such like as Hamiltonians, we know the way we feel. But then I look across that line and I see what Danny Mack's done, and when I see what Kyle Walter's done, I see what Osh has done. I can't help but just be proud of those guys, man. Like it just, it hurts, it stings, but at the same time, you got to give credit. These are our teammates. They're for life, right? For life.
I think I told you the funny story about when I messaged O'Shea on November 21st, 2019. So I'll tell the listeners this one. So it was really nice of me. I think I November 21st at about 11 o'clock at night, I text Mike O'Shea. They just won the Grey Cup in 2019. Osh, proud of you. Congratulations to you and the team, and awesome win, blah, blah, blah. And didn't hear anything back from him. So I don't know. I just decided to text him on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday night or Thursday, whatever it was. I think it was Thursday. And I text him again. Hey, Mike, just want to congratulate you to getting back to the Grey Cup. If you look at the message above, it was 2 years ago. You haven't got back to me. He calls me within 30 seconds, right? Oh, shit, that was Grey Cup night. I said, yeah, that's okay, but you were busy the last 2 years. So we had a great chat for about, 15 minutes or so. And he was nothing but good things to say about our organization and Hamilton and how well coached these guys, because Mike's a class act, same with O. But he just knows how to, he said, those guys are great. They're there for a reason. We're there for a reason. It doesn't matter our records. You can put all the accolades and put them aside, because this game, it's a one game and you're gone. And it just, whoever comes out, it's going to be an interception or a fumble or a kick return. And that's what's going to determine the game. And I said, you know what, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure it out, but it's exactly it, man. And he was so proud of Hamilton as well as Winnipeg. So real nice to hear. And I mean, he's not politically correct in saying that shit. He truly means it when he says it.
He means it.
Yeah, he totally means it. So,
I wrote him too before. I can't text him. I can't do a damn thing here, but I wrote him before, and I said, good luck. This is the same way we all wrote to O and on our email string and wish everybody good luck. I said, can you shave that god awful beard? It is horrendous. And he wrote me back. He goes, do you want to smell it? Yeah. He goes, it's awful. I said, no, I do not. I can only imagine what's living in that thing. Oh,
yeah, no, not good.
Poots.
No, it must be poots. And there's another thing we did Friday night. So me, Grigger, Richard Nurse, and then a couple of guys that were all their friends and a couple of their wives. They were at this really nice restaurant on Locke Street, Italian restaurant, Cucci or something like that. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
It was outstanding.
Castella Cucina.
That's the veal with the pancetta on top.
See?
Oh, buddy.
Nice.
So
who paid for that dinner?
You're gonna love this one. So there's a table of 4: me, Greg, Grace, and Richard Nurse and his wife. We were sitting there, and there was a table of 8 beside us. So we were 4, and then Anthony brought his little buddy. So
you can't count, Dave. That's 5 people.
Well, whatever. We had 5. They had 8.
The 2.
Yeah, we had 8. We had 5 or 6. Who cares? The bill was $340. Gregor paid for it.
Damn right he did. From all those Tim Beebs.
Yeah, and he looks over and Grace goes, "Is this going on? Is this going to be on the business account?" And Gregor's like, "Yeah, whatever." He's had 19 beers in him. Yeah, no problem. So from there, as I'm getting out, there's my story. So from there, we called D-Mac and we said, "Where are you?" He goes, "Well, we're at the Sheridan. Wade Miller is putting on a little private party for the board of directors and stuff." So
Right.
what we decide to do? Let's go. So we go, and this is a private party. There's about 16 people in it. We go upstairs, we crash it. We asked the guy at the front door. I said, "Yeah, Danny Mac has told us to come up here." "Who?" I said, "Danny Mac." He's like, "I don't know who that is." I said, and he starts walking away. He goes in, I see Danny walking back out. And I said to the guy, when Danny comes out, I go, "That guy I just said, do I know Danny Mac?" And he goes, "You got to say Danny McManus because he doesn't know who Danny Mac is." This guy didn't know who Danny Mac was. What a loser. So,
and he works for Winnipeg?
Yeah, I didn't know who Danny Mac was.
Oh, dear God.
Mind you, he probably worked at the hotel, but he had Winnipeg stuff, but still.
Gotcha.
So he brings us in there. We had a couple shots. Nurse was drinking. Wade Miller came over with his kids, and Ocean's kids were there. Met them for the first time, and it was awesome. So we left there stayed about an hour, pounded a few drinks, and then got out of there. But
left the bill behind. See you later.
Oh, Bill, Wade could take that. He makes 7 figures. Yeah.
Oh man. So what? Where do we go from here, buddy?
Well,
where do we go from here?
I think we got to discuss it. We got to take a couple weeks off. I think we can't do this unless we talk about what's happening with players and coaches. I hear rumblings about people might be moving around somewhere. I don't want to get into that because I don't know any of that stuff yet. But I hope it doesn't happen for Hamilton. But you never know.
Well, listen, this is the world we live in now, buddy, and no more football for 6-7 months. I don't even know how long till we start up again, but it's gonna be a long off season. I think the saddest part, and you can appreciate this, is that team will never be together again. No. Like that team as we know it will never be together again. And they may keep the vast majority of the players, and we hope they do. But those moments in time just come and then they just disappear, man. And then they're over. And
they're gone. A few players are gone, and it's not the same.
Not the same. It's tough. I feel like that's a pain. You know, the pain that we had from 98, not winning, you know, but we got the redemption, and the Cats were looking for the redemption. They just couldn't get it. And it was heartbreaking. It was honest to God heartbreaking. I didn't think it would be that way for me. And it was tough.
I didn't say too much on the way home. We dropped off a couple of buddies' cars over at Centennial Parkway instead of parking by the stadium. So earlier in the day, we just drove my car there, picked the boys up, and then we left their cars. I drove them to Centennial Parkway, and we didn't say much in the car. Just bummed out. I get home and I had to pack, and my wife says, like, you know, what a game. I said, yeah, it was awesome. It just, you know, I was sad. I was truly sad for those guys because, like we said before, I don't want to keep harping on it, but fuck, man, they needed to win that game, man. I wish they would have.
I know. Listen, let's bring Butko on here. Let's get some levity here. Butko, get over here.
You got to tell us his first game.
What?
Yeah, that was my first Ticats game. Way better than Argos versus the Elks in the last regular season.
Let me get this straight. You work for the Tiger Cats Audio Network, and that was your first game of the year.
Okay, so this is the thing. During the game, I was hired to make highlights for the Ticats Audio Network, but I had to work from home. So like I wasn't there in the booth with them. There was no room. And especially early on in the season when everyone was worried about COVID and a lot more. But they didn't want to get me tested and get me in there. I could do it for them.
No. They don't want to waste tests on you, Butko. No, they're not wasting tests on you.
That's why I was forced to go to an Argos game.
Listen, I appreciate your CFL patronage. So you saw quite possibly the greatest Hamilton Ticat game, a Grey Cup game in Hamilton. I'm not sure it's going to get much better for you from a viewing experience moving forward.
Yeah, that's true. It's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill from here, buddy. No, so tell me your take. You're a young kid. What was the Grey Cup like for you?
It it was crazy. Like you say, even the week leading up to it, just the crazy fans that are just like mental, like seriously love football to the point where I don't know, it just blows my mind. Even like I can understand Saskatchewan Roughriders fans being there, but like Edmonton Elk fans, like in full jerseys who had already planned. So what were you thinking? But like, it's just crazy, you know. The league. When people talk about like the league, you know, being like the league is on this weird path. We gotta like when you look at those fans, you don't see it. Like the league is alive and well and crazy.
Well, we were at the commissioner's little deal for the fan base. I was explaining earlier, and you could stay on, David. You could stay on. And there was questions going around about how many Grey Cups people have been to, and there was a gentleman there. A lady was there 36 in a row. She's been at. And another guy was 39 years in a row. He was at these things, and we sat on the Saturday night. We just ate a burger in the hotel, just a couple of us. And I tell you, there is this group of Saskatchewan Roughrider fans. They all were decked out, and they're all had jerseys. The average age was 75. Not kidding, 75. I bet I'm not kidding. All men that have been watching this game, our game, for a lot of years. And I just looked over and I said, you know, I'm so happy to see you guys here. It's my name's Rob Hitchcock. Just introduced myself, and two of them right away were just like, oh my gosh, I watched you play. And went over, showed my ring, shook their hands, and they were so proud just to be there. And they did not want Winnipeg to win. They're like, please, you guys gotta win. And I'm like, don't worry, we got a plan for them. Don't worry. But it was so nice. You know, as Butko was saying, there are truly fans in this league. Stampeders, Elks, and we've known this for years. They travel all over to see it. They're football fans, right? They love their city, but they're football fans, and that's what makes this league special.
That is, you're darn right. So this is just, so David, for your benefit, this is just like, that was the teaser. That was the appetizer for what's going to come in 2023 when the world is hopefully a much better place. Like it is going to be, you won't get an East and West, but you'll have, every team will have their own team parties in the spirit of Edmonton and the Tiger Towns, and it'll be amazing.
And you'll be there
in that respect. And yes. And then that is the plan, my friend. Now I'm not too sure if Rob and I are going to be there. There's no way we can continue talking for another 2 years. Like this is the only time Rob and I talk, by the way, just so people realize Rob and I don't talk during the week. This is our conversation. This is just, you're just listening to Rob and I have a conversation once a week. That's what's happening.
Little banter here and there. That's all. Well, we will be doing this in 2 years. We're going to talk once a year about it. Perfect.
That's right.
We'll do it.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Listen, I hate to do this, guys. I think we're going to cut it short today. We're just, in respect of everything that's happened. Yeah. You know, people are still licking their wounds. And it was a great celebration in many respects. At the same time, it was difficult. But thank you, Butko. I don't know when we're back on here again for our fans. Please keep tuned. We're going to figure it out. Rob and I aren't going anywhere. Before
we go, real quick, I did want to add, Mike, and this is the truth, honest to God truth. I had people from Winnipeg, from Saskatchewan, that heard our podcast. I don't know if
come on,
and I'm not kidding. And one other thing, and a lot of Hamilton fans, tons of Hamilton fans said they love it. So having a conversation with Scott Mitchell and Matt and the boys at the one night, and they were saying how when Bob Young's in the car,
this is a good story.
So they put it on. I'm not going to tell the story, but they put it on, and they listen to it. They don't talk to each other, but they just listen to it, and it's awesome. They said that Scott said it's unbelievable. You guys are funny. You keep me on the edge of our seats. And I said, it's just storytelling, right? And then I said to Bob, when I was having a conversation with him, I said, you know what, Mike and I are going to have you on the show. And he goes, please, I would love to come on the show. And I said, okay, if Hamilton would have won, we would have had him on the show next week. I don't know how we're going to do it now. It'd be really difficult to talk. You know, he is so good at, you know, he would go on about the season and how successful it was and how successful the business side is and everything else. And he would turn this into something really good instead of us saying, well, what happened? We'd never do that anyway. But I'm just saying that we should have him on. Maybe he'd be our last guest for a little while, but we'll work on that. And the other two
Bob,
guests,
I was there. Yeah, Bob said he's in. Just let him know. Now we're not gonna call him right now. We're gonna give him a little break, but we'll bring Big Bad Bobby on the show. Let's see what's gonna happen. Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's a good way to end it.
That's it. Listen, have fun in Arizona.
You in Nicaragua.
Well, there you go. Butko, have fun in your basement.
Yeah, have fun in your basement.
Thank you.
This is it. This is the wrap on the seasonal part of the Morreale and Hitch podcast, but we aren't going anywhere. We'll be back. We'll let you know when it'll all happen on the Ticats Audio Network. We'll see you guys later.
Safe travels, buddy.
Morreale and Hitch, dropping every Wednesday. Subscribe, like, laugh.